Okay, beautiful people. It's your mentor Dumelo JPY here. Before we start with the video for today, kindly go check out my Instagram account @_ Dumelo JPY for educational posts and free giveaways. You might be able to stand a chance to win something here, and just keep track of how I execute my trade and everything when I post on my story. And then what I want you guys to do is just to go make sure that, okay, you register yourself under the first hybrid broker with quality spread, quality withdrawals, which are 1 hour. And then it also has an 80% tradable bonus. So the last thing that I would also ask you guys to do is to do what? Is to make sure that, okay, you go check out our free global GT group, where you fund your account with 1,000 rand to get the VIP signals with VIP analysis, with VIP market breakdown session. And then we also want you guys to go check out our free group for market breakdown sessions, free quality signals, and free analysis. The links are there on the description section. Okay, beautiful people. It's your mentor Dumelo JPY here. Welcome to today's session, where we are gonna be focusing on indices today. It's been a while since I've dropped a market breakdown for indices, but today we are just gonna be going through your USDT, German DT, Nasdaq, and XPX 500 market breakdown instead. So now the first one that we're gonna be starting with is Dow Jones, mainly known as USDT. So on USDT, I want us to focus on actually everything. We are going to start from previous to current market price now instead. So as we can see that, okay, previously we had price creating a series of swing lows and swing highs, meaning that price was creating high highs and high lows. But then within this level here, price managed to take out this high here, giving us our top breakout structure. And then as you can see that, okay, within this level here, price did not respect the rules of an uptrend. That stays that, okay, on an uptrend, we break highs and respect lows. Here, price broke a low, meaning that, okay, we might anticipate what? A possible change of character. But then at the moment, we can only refer to this low here as what? As a gap of liquidity. Why? Because of price failed to close below this guy here. But then for those of you guys that would want to trade such things, you are allowed to do what? To refer to this guy here as a swing high. You can refer to this guy here as a swing high, and then we can also refer to this guy here, I think, as your swing low. You can refer to this guy here as your swing low. It's a swing low. And then if you want to take such type of entry point, you can take a fib from your swing high to your swing low to look for your what? To look for your golden zone. Instead, we can refer to this guy here as our golden zone. Understand? So now, meaning that, okay, you are going to start looking for your selling opportunities from this level here to this low here. Instead, you're gonna start looking for your selling opportunities from there to there. Okay, so meaning that now, normally when I use a golden zone, I don't look for any types of liquidity. But if you want, you can say that, okay, this guy here can be referred to you as your buy side liquidity. Instead, so now price will do what? As you can see, price takes out the buy side liquidity and it formulates another type of liquidity, which we normally refer to as what? As inducement. You understand? We normally refer to this as inducement, meaning that price rejecting in front of your point of interest. So once the price has rejected in front of our point of interest, we all can see that, okay, price ends up doing what? Price ends up respecting our point of interest and pushing to the downside afterwards. So you can see that, okay, price ends up doing what? Pushing to the downside. So once it pushes to the downside, this means that, okay, our main take profit has been what? Our main take profit has been hit. You understand? Our main take profit has been hit. So now things have to change. Things have to change. You understand? Meaning that now this guy here, where we had a swing low, price managed to break this guy here and give us what? A breakout structure. Meaning that, okay, at this level here, we can say that we have a proper breakout structure. Why am I saying this thing? Price broke and closed below this low here. You understand? Meaning that at the moment we can say that, okay, now we are going to refer to this guy here as our swing high. And then we are going to look for our new swing low now. So this guy here is going to be referred to us as what? As our swing low. Look at how I approach price on a daily time frame. Instead, look at how I approach price on a daily time frame. So now what we're going to have within this level here is that, okay, we're going to have this zone here as what? As our point of interest. So for those of you guys that also focuses on such types of things, will tell us and show us that, okay, this is our internal range buy side liquidity here. You understand? This is our internal range buy side liquidity. So now we are gonna look forward to taking out this last buy side liquidity here, tapping into our point of interest, and then taking our selling opportunities from this guy to from this point of interest to the downside to our swing low. You understand? So our aim is to take out the sell side liquidity lying on our swing low. You understand? So this is just a sign that, okay, price now is starting to do what? Price is now starting to switch from an up trend to a downtrend. You understand? So now, what can you see? We can see that, okay, price impulses to the upside, and then price ends up doing what? Price ends up creating what you call buy side liquidity or inducement. As you can see that, okay, at this level here, price rejected, giving us more of buy side liquidity. So price gave us what? Buy side liquidity or inducement. Price rejecting in front of our point of interest. So now we can see that, okay, price has done what? Price has beautifully tapped us in. So now we are going to look for those selling opportunities to where? To the downside. So now price pushes to the downside beautifully so, and then it finally does what? It finally hits our take profit. You understand? So which means price has done what? Price has beautifully done what? Tapped into our zone and hit our take profits. So which means that now this guy here is our swing high now. So that guy here is going to be our swing high, which means now where we had our swing low, we're going to change that thing to what? To a break of structure. Only if price broke and closed below. But if price didn't break and close below, that thing cannot be referred to as a break of structure. It can only be viewed as what? A change of character. I mean, not a change of character, as a grab of liquidity. So which means you have to wait for price to create a swing low. So we all can see that, okay, at this level here, price created a form of buy side liquidity, meaning that wherever price goes, it needs to come and take out this buy side liquidity lying within that level there. So price, it passes to the downside. And then, so the other thing, we have to wait for price to do what? To take out this buy side liquidity here. Once it takes out this buy side liquidity here, this means that, okay, this low here can be referred to us as what? As our swing low. You understand? So now, let's see what price does. So pricing passes beautifully to the upside, and then till it does what? Till it takes out that low. So on that high. Once it takes out that high, this means that, okay, this zone here is going to be referred to us as what? As our swing low. This zone here is going to be referred to us as a swing low. You understand? So once we have something like this, most of you guys are going to come for order blocks, but I don't normally do that. I take my fib from my swing high to my swing low, which means exactly where price is. Exactly where price is at this zone here. Exactly where price is. Since when you took out that buy side liquidity, I'm more than welcome to do what? To say that, okay, price will reject within this level here. Price will reject within this level here, which means my sells will be from there to my swing low. You understand? And then we'll just have to see what price does. Price passes beautifully to the downside, and then that's what it takes out this sell side liquidity lying on this guy here. You understand? So as you can see that, okay, the structure has been a simple structure to us. The structure has been nothing but simple to us. Our take profit has been smashed, and then now we need to start looking forward to something now, something new. So what comes into your mind as an individual? That, okay, now listen and watch this. This is something that most people are not aware of. Since price has changed its character from this zone here, it never respected any golden zone. You understand? The overall golden zone, which means that, okay, this guy here that you see, let me just, this guy here, this is our swing high, which means from this swing high here to any swing low that price has provided us with here, it has never respected any golden zone. Because of here, it broke. If only price respected the golden zone of this guy, when it closed below this guy here, we're not gonna do what I'm about to do now. But then since our price did what? Since our price broke this low and did not close below this low, we cannot refer to any of these guys that are here as our golden zones. Why? Because of, if you take your fib from here to here, we can see that, okay, it respected the zone, but then just because of it did not what? It did not close below this low, I cannot take this guy as my main entry point. And then here also, it missed our entry point, which is few pips. And then here also, it did not do that. It did not respect that level. Meaning that price on, maybe on a weekly time frame, let me show you something. On a weekly time frame, I think it's 1 week, not on a weekly time frame, we have something like this. You understand? Meaning that I'm gonna look from my swing high maybe to, let me see. Let me just wait. Maybe till this swing low here. Till this swing low here. So this is, okay, let me just remove this and take this guy and make him my swing low. Okay, let's go back to our 1 day time frame. When we get back to our 1 day time frame, I want to show you guys something. That it's normal for everyone to do what? It's normal for everyone to look for this break of structure here and then maybe a demand, a supply zone here. You understand? But once I saw price doing what? Once I saw price breaking this high here, I was like, no. I remember that, okay, price has not respected what? Price has not respected the overall structure. You understand? This is the overall swing high, and then this is the overall swing low. So meaning that we are much more come to do this. This is fine. You understand? So now this means that, okay, at the moment we are gonna take our fib from what? From our swing high to our swing low. You understand? Meaning that for us to see where price has to reject, we have to wait for price to reject within this level here. We want price to reject at that level. Why? Because of overall structure of the market. Because of what? Here it did not respect, here it did not respect, here it did not respect. It only has to respect within this zone here. Meaning that now we can see that, okay, price tapped at that level, and then price is now doing what? Impulsing to the downside. You understand? From my side, beautiful people, what I'm anticipating from this guy is for him to come and break this low. Failure of that, for example, a proper way of approaching the market. Everyone knows that, okay, this level here, it can be referred to as what? As our top change of character. You understand? We can refer to this guy here as our what? As our top change of character, meaning that some of you guys are gonna come and say that, okay, this is our swing high. Let me just show you guys. This is our swing high here of a change of character. This is our swing high, and then this will technically be our swing low. Meaning that now they're gonna do what? Take their fib from their swing low, their swing high, and do what? Come and refer to this level here as their golden zone, where they're gonna do what? Where they're gonna place their buying opportunities from. You understand? You guys are more than welcome to do that. So we'll have to see how price will react once it comes to that level there. You understand? We have to see how price reacts once it reaches that level. But for now, one thing that I'm more confident about is that, okay, if you were to remove, okay, remain with these guys here, you can see that, okay, price managed to do what at this level here. Price managed to, if you go to maybe our 8-hour time frame, price tapped into our zone beautifully. So it switched from this buying structure here. We had a high, low, high, low, high. And then now we can see that, okay, price managed to do what? Price managed to take out this buy side liquidity that was lying here. It managed to show you about that. Price managed to take out this buy side liquidity that was lying here. And then it also created what? Our form of change of character here. Bottom church. A bottom church. You understand? Price managed to create a bottom church here, which means that, okay, this side here cannot be referred as a break of structure. It's a grab of liquidity. You understand? The price did not close above. Meaning that for those of you that want, this here can be referred as a swing high. More than welcome to say this is your swing high, and then this is your swing low. Meaning that if you were to take your fib from your swing high to your swing low, from your swing high to your swing low, you are more than welcome to do what? To come and take your buying opportunities, your selling opportunities from this zone here. You understand? You're more than welcome to do what? To take your selling opportunities from that zone there. You understand? So from my side, beautiful people, this is how I'm viewing US30. This is how I'm viewing US30. So I'm gonna take myself from there till price does what? Till price push it to the downside to its other golden zone. If you go to our 1-day time frame, this is what you're gonna find. This is what you're gonna find on your 1-day time frame. So which means that, okay, within this zone here, we might respect. So if price fails to respect this guy, know that, okay, we're taking out the low, and then we can push to the upside to a point of interest somewhere there, and then continue selling afterwards with our selling structure. You understand? But from my side, that's what I'm currently having on US30. So now let's move to another one. Okay, I want us to move to NAS 100. So this current thing that has been happening to NAS 100, like I said, we start from scratch, guys. So this video might take a while. We start from scratch. We can see that, okay, NAS 100 has been what? On a bullish trend, creating a series of highs and lows, highs and lows, highs and lows. You understand? Till price does what? Till price takes out this high here to give us a top break of structure. But then it fails to do what? It fails to respect the low, meaning that, okay, can you see that here we can refer to this guy here as what? As our church. Why? Because of price did what? Price broke and closed below. But if price failed to do that, we're never gonna refer to that guy as what? As our church. Okay, now let's bring this guy to a little bit to the bottom. Okay, so that's our bottom church. So as you can see that, okay, price switches from that up, that down, and then let's say that, okay, there was a form of point of interest within this level here, that price respected, and then now we're gonna continue the structure now, and say that, okay, since our price broke that zone, it also came and broke this low here, give us a bottom BOS, and then let's say that, okay, here we also had what? Our point of interest within this level, which is where price has respected. And then now we're gonna have another. So this is what price does. It creates what you call an order flow. You understand? It switches from a sell side, from a buying side to a selling side, and creates what you call an order flow. You understand? So the same thing that happened this side, we took our sales from there, and then we ended up taking our profits within that low there. So we can see that, okay, that's what we currently had within the moment. So since our price broke this low, price has, okay, here it was a simple one. Price had this buy side liquidity here. You understand? So price had to do what? Price had to come and take out this buy side liquidity like it did. And then for those of you guys that know, when we have the buy side liquidity above it, once price takes out the buy side liquidity, it has to change its character afterwards, because of most of the time there's a point of interest above it. So most of you guys are gonna take yourselves maybe somewhere within that range there, because there might be. Let me just go search. Let me just go look within this zone here. Let's go to our 8-hour time frame. Before you say that, oh, the JPY is just assuming things. Understand? So now price does what? Price fully gives us this breakout structure here. It takes out this change of character here, takes out that low, meaning that we have what? A change of character, a bottom charge. We have a bottom charge, and then you're gonna have this guy here. Let's just let be as breakout structure. So now we have to wait for price to do what? Price pushes to the downside. It leaves us with what? This form of sell side liquidity. I mean, this imbalance here. There's AVG here. There's a gap here. But most people are gonna come and use this other block here. Instead. So now, which means that, okay, my first entry points are gonna be where? My first entry points are gonna be within that range there. My first entry points will have to be within that range, and then my stop loss will just be here. Once price breaks that level there, I know that, okay, I'm no longer gonna be on my sells. You understand? So my take profit will just be here at this low. So let me just fix this, and then let me just extend that. So now let's see what price will do. Let's just see what price will do. So price does what? It pushes to the upside, taps us in, and then price does what? It passes beautifully to the downside. So this one here, I spoke about it several times. I don't want to go deep into it, but for those of you guys that know that, okay, this guy here is our form of breaker block. If you want, you can also take your selling opportunities from here. I think this happened around CPI. You take your selling opportunities from there, 3 entry points, to price when price does what? It hits our take profit. So now let's just pause here. So now let's just remove all those guys here, Control Z, then remain with just one. Let's just remain with him. Meaning that we took ourselves from there till when price does what? Till when price fully respected that zone. So on Nasdaq, most of the time, I don't focus on the structure. The structure is important, but I focus on what? I focus on something that is very important. So what I had here was that, okay, I had my breakout structure here, and then what I also had is that, okay, I had this guy here as my swing high, I had this guy here as my swing low. So now let's just highlight all the things that we've seen here. We have a low, a high, we have a low, a high, and then we have a low, and then we have a high here. So now we currently have what? A low here. So now we're gonna have this guy here as a swing high, and have that guy there as our swing high. And then now we're gonna have this guy here as our swing low. I have that guy there as our swing low. You understand? So from my side, I was like, okay, Tumelo, what can you do? What I can do is that, okay, I can take this guy from my swing high to my swing low. You understand? And then refer to this guy here as my what? As my point of interest. And as my golden zone, my first golden zone. That was my first thing. And then I also took this guy from there to here. You understand? Why? Because of that was the last impulse. So this is a minor breakout structure here. So I'm gonna use this minor breakout structure. Why? Because of when back in the days when you check where US30 was, US30 had already approached its golden zone on a daily time frame, but this one did not approach this one that we're looking for. So I had to use this minor breakout structure golden zone here. So which means price had to turn in between one of these two guys here. And then that's when I started doing that, okay, price has to give me my selling opportunities within one of these guys. So I used this guy here as my first entry. If price did not respect this first entry point here, one thing, because I know automatically that this is my internal range buy side liquidity. I knew that this was my internal range buy side liquidity here. You understand? But then I had to make a plan that, okay, see what price has done. Because I can see that, okay, price did what here? Gave us that breakout structure here. Gave us that breakout structure here. You understand? That internal breakout structure, which means the internal minor breakout structure. So I was gonna use that guy as my point of entry, as my golden zone. So which means my selling opportunities are gonna be from there till maybe this low here. Instead. So now let's see what price will do. Price does what? It plays around. So I think it was around NFP, it types us in, and you can see that okay, it creates a form of what here? It creates a form of buy-side liquidity here. It creates a form of buy-side liquidity within that level. So as you can see that okay, price does what also it's currently on a beautiful bearish movement. So from my side, guys, most people are anticipating buys within this level here. I can say that okay, this buys might be valid. Why? Because of what? We haven't respected this level here, right? And then we can see that okay, there is a change of character within this level here. You understand? A breakout structure here, and then we had this guy here as our buy side liquidity that was taken out. You understand? We have this guy here as our buy side liquidity that was taken out. So now we can have this guy here as our change of character also, or our buy side liquidity that was cleared out. So now we have this guy here as our graph of liquidity. So this guy can be the only demand that can be responsible for pushing price to the upside. You understand? Only demand that is responsible for doing what? For pushing price to the upside. You understand? But here's the thing. If price is not to respect this demand level, this means that okay, price will have to push to the downside and break this swing low. And then we can possibly say that this is our swing high. And then let's say that we refer to this thing as our swing low. Since our price also respected this golden zone here, we all can see that okay, it also did what? It also broke this low here, meaning that it gave us a breakout structure. So which means we can have a more of a confirmation entry point somewhere within this range here. We can have a confirmation entry point within this range here. You can have a confirmation here within this range here. Understand? So meaning that I might have this buy here that brings price here and then that drop afterwards. Failure of respecting that zone here, beautiful people. Failure of respecting this zone here, the one that you're looking for to here. This means that price will respect this change of character here and then continue impulsing to the upside. Let's move. We have a beautiful German data here. Simple analysis. It has been on a bearish trend, but here I'm just gonna go straight into it. We can see that okay, price creates a swing low and then a swing high here. I mean a swing high and a swing low here. And then what does it do? It breaks this low here to give us what? To give us a bottom BOS. It gives us not the bottom BOS specifically, because we can see that okay, there was what? A sell side liquidity within the zone here. So price has to come to do what? Take out the sell side liquidity. Price had to come and take out this outside liquidity here, and then meaning that we're gonna have this guy here as our swing high, then you're gonna have this guy here as our swing low, like I've just told you guys. Our swing low as our swing low, and then you're gonna have this guy here as our swing high, and then right. So now this means one thing. This means that okay, within this zone here. Within the zone here, we're gonna start looking for what? We are gonna start looking for something that is very important. So here, I wouldn't say, okay, I would say that there was a change of character, right? We can see that okay, there was a change of character. We had this selling pressure here till price changed its character from this zone and then started buying. Let me just check something. If we can catch such models again, 8-hour time frame. Let's see if we can catch that type of entry points. So we are to say that okay, this is where price takes out this sell side liquidity here. This is where price. Sorry about that. Where price takes out this outside liquidity. So guys, I'm advising you guys, just try to find models that can help you to understand like and know where price changes, like it's kind of how prices changes from sales to buy, from buy to sales and everything, right? Because that thing is very important. So we can see that okay, here we have what? That change of character. Let's say we have that change of character there. And then what can we say? We can say that okay, this is our swing low, and then this is our swing high. Meaning that if you take a fib from your swing low to your swing high, we can specifically see where price has turned. Price has turned within this zone here. Price has turned within this zone here. You understand? Price has turned within that zone there, which means that okay, this change of character is the one that is gonna change everything. This guy here is the one that has to change everything. You understand? Meaning that if you took this buy here, if you took this buy, because you know that okay, price has to create the low. Price can only create the low when it breaks the rules of a downtrend. Why? Because of it was on a downtrend of a minor. For itself to go into a substructure, which means a correctional phase of the market, because we are on a selling trend, so a correction will always be a buy. It has to do what? It has to change its character at the low. So let me just look for something here. I don't know. Oh yeah, if you took your buys from here, your take profit would have to be around that level there. So let's just say you risk it till that low there. So let's see what price will do. obviously we pass to the upside, but let me just talk about something here. So this will be our buy side liquidity. So this will be referred to us as our buy side liquidity. And then this here will be, the whole thing here is going to be defined as what? As our supply, not order block, supply. And then your order block will be the last candle, which means this one here, last buying candle. Okay, so for those that took their buys, they'll take their buys till maybe when price reaches that zone. And then we are going to place ourselves. We're going to place ourselves from there to this low here. So this is what we call what? A buy to sell model. So price impulses beautifully to the upside till it taps into our zone. Once it taps into our zone, we can start placing ourselves from here and then look for those selling opportunities afterwards. As you can see that again, price beautifully taps into our order block and our what? Our supply zone. So what can you see from there and what can you learn from this? If you were to remove this guy and then bring this guy this side and then bring this guy also this side, what can you see? There was a form of what? There was a form of consolidation within price here. Price consolidated around this level here. So it went up to take out the buy side liquidity first. It went up to do what? To take out the buy side liquidity first. So now it just took out the sell side liquidity. Took out the sell side liquidity. So let me just take this supply and make it center. Took out that sell side liquidity there. So once price took out that sell side liquidity, this means one thing. That okay, this guy here is gonna be our swing low, and then this guy here is gonna be our swing high. Meaning that if you have to take your fib from your swing high to your swing low, you'll know that okay, now this zone here is gonna be the zone where we're gonna look for our selling opportunities of the confirmation entry point that we are in need of. Instead, meaning that you're gonna take yourselves from this zone here, from this zone till that low there. Till that low, just right there. Till that low, just right there. You understand? So yeah, for those that are intelligent, you guys can see that okay, the reason why price is buying here is because of what? A breakup block entry point. You understand? There's what you call a breakup block entry point. Price broke this high without any reaction, meaning that okay, it had to come and respect this zone here. So which means you're gonna have a model like this. Gonna have a model like this. That's what I'm looking forward to. Which means if price is failed to respect this, price will continue pushing to the upside. Let's continue, beautiful people. I think we are on XPX 500, which is the last one. It's not about having a long video like this. You guys need to be fully taught about these things. What can you see? We go to past to future. What do you learn and what do you see? We see that, okay, let's just cut price here. Let's just cut price here. What do you learn? You learn that, okay, price was on a bullish trend, creating a series of highs and lows. Creating a series of what? Highs and lows. And then price decided to do what? Take out this high here to give us a top break of structure. And then price decided to do what also here? To give us a change of character here. Price decided to give us a change of character here. You understand? Price broke and closed below. You understand? But then if you look at the overall main structure, because we cannot refer to this guy as a high and a low. Why? Because of, even if we are to do this, if you are to refer this guy as a low and then you refer this guy as a high here, let me just cut the market and show you. Price, let me just remove everything and show you. Here, back in the days, we're going to have something like this, a swing high and a swing low. Price had to come to the discounted price. So price did not come to that discounted price, which means price just turned here. For those of you guys that trade retail stuff, you call this thing, what do you call this? A retest. Yeah. So, but from my side, I was going to use this guy as the main break of structure. Let me use this guy as the main break of structure because of price failed to come to the discounted price at this level here. So you have to wait for price to come to that discounted price. Okay, let me just do this. Allow price to push up to create our main swing till here. So you can see that okay, this is our swing high and then this is our swing low. But then here price fails to do what? Price fails to respect our low, meaning that okay, we got ourselves involved with what? A change of, not a change of character, but a grab of liquidity here. You understand? So meaning that this guy here is gonna be our swing high here. You understand? That guy there is gonna be our swing high, and then we're gonna wait for price to create our swing low. Even if price comes and respect whatever it needs to respect, it's fine. We're only looking for a swing low, a proper swing low. So a proper swing low can only be formulated when price does what? It creates, it breaks this low here. So which means the whole thing, it broke it and closed below it, as you can see at this range. Meaning that if you want to take entry point, you're gonna do something like this. You're gonna come and do something like this. So meaning that that's our swing high. That's our swing high. That's our swing high, and then this here will be our swing low. This here will be our swing low, beautiful people. This here will be our swing low. Swing low, swing low. Finding at my right hand side. Okay. So like I said, the rule is simple. When price breaks a low and fails to close below that low, it's not a break of structure, it's a grab of liquidity. So now once price goes down and breaks that thing, most people are gonna refer to this thing as a break of structure. Yeah, but I'll normally refer to this as a swing low, as a swing high and a low, and then I'll take my entry point based on this range here, not this point of interest here. But if possible, we can take our entry points within our point of interest, which is fine also. Can do that also. So which means our sales are gonna be from here, and then our take profit will just automatically be at the low. Take out the sell side liquidity. Comes down to do what, to take out our low, G passes to the downside afterwards. So meaning that now we have switched our character now. We have switched our character now. We have switched our character now. So now let's just remove this guy and refer this guy as our swing high now. So let's just bring him because our take profit has been hit. And then we automatically can see that, okay, price, when it broke that low, it gave us what? A bottom BOS. Price gave us a bottom break of structure here. So now let's see what price will do. Price pushes beautifully to the downside, and then we're just waiting for price to create our swing high. So one thing that is also important is how price takes out this buy side liquidity here. And then once it takes out this buy side liquidity, it creates a change of character. You understand? Every time price creates a buy side, a strong buy side liquidity has to create a change of character. So you'll see that, okay, after that, price came to do what? As you can see, there was this imbalance here also. So where price turned into. So which means that now you're more than welcome to refer to this guy here as our swing low. So this guy here can be defined as our swing low, because we have respected something on this zone here. I know that, okay, price, I think, let me check. From here, yeah, as long as price has passed our equilibrium level, we know that, okay, anything from that side is possible. So price, if you traded this zone, you're gonna take your shots from here to here. And then we're gonna close our profits where at that low. You understand? We're gonna close our profits at that low. So now if you pause here and then you come and say that, okay, let me just leave this here. So since when we see that, okay, this is our high now and then this is our low now, what should come into your mind is one thing, that price created a high here also. So we have this high now. So let me just show you guys that there was a buy side liquidity here. So we have that high now, and then which means now we have to wait for price to create a low. Now we can refer to this as a break of structure. Break of structure now. So now let's just see where our low is going to be created. Okay, so this is our low. So this is our low. So when you have this low like this means that, okay, you're going to take your fib from your swing high to your swing low. You understand? Meaning that you're going to take your selling opportunities from where? You're going to start taking your selling opportunities from this zone here, pushing to the downside. You're going to start taking your entry point from that zone, pushing to the downside. So you can see that, okay, most of the time, I believe in the theory of what? I believe in the theory of, what do you call this? I believe in the theory of golden zone. Why? Because that thing is just too much. You can see what price does afterwards, taps us in, price fully taps us in, and then you're going to look for that drop to the swing low. So let's see what price does afterwards. It pushes beautifully to the downside. You understand? So when you have something like this at the moment, like I said, most people, what are they seeing? They're seeing this internal range sell side liquidity as ways of buying. So for most people, they're taking their buys here. But from my side, my advice is to do what? Take this guy as your buy side liquidity that was taken out, and your sell side liquidity that was taken out, and then refer to that as your break of structure. And then take this guy from your swing high to your swing low, and then use this guy here, use this zone here actually. Not this zone, it's too big. Use this zone here as your what? As your golden zone entry point, for your confirmation entry point, to force price to push to the downside. To force price to push to the downside afterwards. So you're gonna have something like this. You're gonna have something like, you're gonna find yourself with something like this. So yeah, guys, looking for sales on indices for next year. If not, we're gonna do another breakout structure showing you guys why we couldn't take ourselves. From my side, JP, I'd love to say that okay, wish you guys a beautiful festive season. Take care of yourself, protect yourself at all costs, and thank you for reaching the end of the video. I know that okay, it takes only quality people to reach the end of the session here. Why? Because of, I mean, who would want to watch such type of information being given for free? So thank you guys very much.